Good day to you, Mark Sanger, along with you. You know, in our news department, we've had a story go through here pretty recently about Randy Marion Automotive. A lot of people know that name. You see his cars all over the place. And today we have a great opportunity to talk about some of the news, the $200 million purchase of some electric vehicles. And we have in the studio today Brad Sigmon, Rob Pixley, and Tony Nardelli. And gentlemen, glad to have you today. Brad is the VP of Fleet. Is that right, Brad?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what's going on down there? Some of the stuff that we've seen on Randy lately is the new Wilksboro. Just bought some Wilksboro. He bought West Jefferson. He bought Salisbury. I think 3 or 4 dealerships in Salisbury. How many total does he even have right now?
It's either 14 or 15. I can't keep up with it.
That's incredible, just incredible. And what's going on from a fleet standpoint? I took my Lincoln over, had some work done over there at the Ford store, and I saw all of these brands and trucks and like fleet kind of stuff. And then I was down in Mooresville and saw like rows and rows and rows, and then I see all these news and stuff. But from a fleet standpoint, what is going on, and what do you have going? Because it's big, whatever you got going.
Well, basically what's happened is with the COVID over the last 2 to 3 years, General Motors, Ford, Stellantis, they've been building retail-type vehicles like I drive and like most of America buys. But in the delivery market or maybe salespeople's market, there's been a 3-year hiatus on building vehicles. So what we've done is they're starting to build a little fleet. So we're starting to get what we can get on all 3 brands. And working with some of the biggest customers in America, out of the top 100, we're probably selling 80% of the top 100 companies in America.
Wow.
Along with that, now comes everybody's trying to go electric. So what we've tried to do is we've partnered with Mullins. And right now we have some what's called low speeds. It's primarily for universities, airports, graveyards, stuff that the vehicles are not road legal, but they're a nice van. And where we figured out is like at the auto auction, they'll put a dent guy in it, so he's got heat and he's got cool, and if it rains, he can get out of the weather, and he can still get his dent job done. And he never leaves like Mannheim, if it's at Mannheim. Mm-hmm. And then once we get these sold through, they're bringing the what's called the Class 1 Road Ready, UD1. Once we get those on the road, there's 6,000 more for quarter 3 and 4. And then next year on the horizon is 30-some thousand is what the sale rate is. We will not be the only dealer probably next year. That we'll bring some more dealers in because it's starting to be too much at that point.
What is the appeal of the electric vehicle? Like that seems like a lot. I'm not in that industry, but what is the appeal of the electric? Is there just such a cost savings to it? Is it just because that's kind of the hype right now, or what is it?
Like the small van that we're selling, Ram got out, Ford got out, Chevy got out, Nissan got out. So now it's the only Class 1 in the market. And that's primarily the sweet spot. I mean, that's the old Astro and the MV200 and your ProMaster Cities. I mean, and the Transit Connects. That was a sweet spot. People liked them.
Is that the contractor, the plumber, the HVAC guy, or is that the small delivery people? Yeah. What about the Amazons of the world? Is this something that they would buy?
Inner city, yes, sir.
Inner city
we piloted this program in Los Angeles, San Diego, all throughout the West Coast, and it had a real big appeal along with New Jersey, Orlando, Atlanta, and you don't need a lot of room to park them.
Wow.
So you just send them downtown, and they might drive at most 8 miles, 10 miles, 12 miles in the inner city, and you can get 6, 7, 8 days worth of work out of these and just stop and go.
That's a great idea. Idea. So how far away are you selling these things? Like by the looks of the number of vehicles you got all over the place,
well,
you're selling a bunch of these things.
If it's like the gas ones, we're going all the way across the country.
Wow.
But see, the only difference is with Mullins is we're opened up to South America and Guam and the islands, which has opened it up a little bit for us because Ford and Chevy and Stellantis, we're 48 state or Alaska and Hawaii only. Uh-huh. But with the electric vehicles, they've opened it up where we could sell nationally. So it's in and internationally. So it's both.
So what is the transition thought for a business that says, hey, I've been buying 3 or 4. How many does a typical business, I don't know the realm, is it 50, is it 20? What's a typical size sweet spot business that you guys deal in?
We deal all the way from the guy that's got 2 trucks to the guy that's got AutoZone's got 20-some thousand. We sell them daily.
Wow. And then we got the guy that self drives himself and does all the work himself. Has got one. You know?
What is the take then for them to switch to electric? What is the the reason why? Is there a cost savings? Is it the environment? Is it just
it's a sweet spot. Let's say a guy, and I'm gonna just use a guy. Let's say there's a guy in Mooresville that does plumbing, and the most he drives a day is 35 miles. There's no reason for him not to have electric. But if he's in Mooresville and he's got to go to Sherrills Ford, he's got to go to Hickory, he's got to go to Statesville, that's not the vehicle for him. He needs to be in a combustion unit. It needs to be an ICE unit.
So there is still the market for the combustion engine.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Oh, look at you guys. You guys are already jumping out. Oh, yes, there is. Well, now, Brad, how many years you been in this business? How long you been doing this?
September 11th would be 29 years with Randy.
Wow, just with Randy. Wow. And how about you, Rob?
I've been in the business 19 years. I've been with Randy 17.
Wow. You, Tony?
I'm fresh with Randy. I come with 10 years.
Wow, that
10
tells a
years.
lot for, any more people, it seems like they're working just a couple years for somebody and then they're gone somewhere. But that's very telling that you all must have a pretty good environment to stay where you are.
Yeah, a lot of our guys have been there a long time. So
That's great. When we saw some of these stories, just knowing Randy and just, he's kind of a behind-the-scenes guy, but he sure is very helpful to a lot of communities. And, just you guys being part of that must be fun to see all the fun that he's having and you guys serving communities through it. And, well, tell me some more then about the vehicles as you're finding companies are going to transition to electric. Talk to me about the maintenance of them. What is the maintenance compared to a traditional combustion car?
Not much.
Is it just simpler? Is it just what is
How
it?
about
simpler.
tires,
Brakes.
windshield wipers, brakes? There's no engine, no transmission, no rear end.
And tires, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
just wear and tear items. Just
You
like
guys are
have
making
on
this
your
too
car.
simple.
Yeah,
You
it's-
guys are making this way too simple. Come on, there's got to be more. What's the
there's-
catch? What's the hitch?
There's
What's
the cost of the charging station
Oh, okay.
up front, but that pays for itself in the first year or two.
Yeah, that's another good question there. So then what is the payoff? What do these things start at compared to a combustion? So if I go down there and want to buy two today for the radio station, okay? So I got to have some one charging unit do two or two charging units or just depends
one
on
charging station do up to 4, and maybe if you want to spend money, you can do one that does 8.
Wow.
But, one class 2 that does 4 is all you need.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
3 phases of charging.
so you need a
Depending
three-phase.
Well, it depends. Well, it's 3 different charging. How fast you can charge them.
Oh, okay. So it's not
So
three-phase
you can plug it in
power,
at the house.
Oh, okay.
And
Might take it 3 days to charge, but it'll charge
Yeah.
right off your 110 plug in the carport.
So if I want one and I want to turn it into the radio station van tomorrow, I come down there, I'm going to buy one. What's my price? What's my tag in? Where am I at?
An on-road's gonna, with freight delivered to us, is around $39,500. There's some tax breaks involved. You'd have to get with your CPA. I know at the maximum is $7,500 tax write-off.
So these cars do qualify for the tax deal there. Oh,
Yes,
that's
sir.
great. Wow. So even the vans do. Is that just all by weight for the taxes? Is that
Class
what it is?
ones that only get $7,500, and then when you get to the Class 5s, it's up to like $40,000. It's a lot of money.
Wow. Wow, no kidding. So what's the life of one of these vehicles? I go down there, I get one today. How long does the battery last? How long do tires? What's my maintenance schedule going to look
The
like?
maintenance is just like your normal vehicle, an ICE unit, except for the battery. The batteries are all warranted. Everybody I've seen is at least 7 to 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Is what the life of the battery is.
Oh.
They said
Sounds
the battery would probably outlast the vehicle.
Really?
That's
So
the
you-
minimum of the battery. So they
you'll
probably
run
go a
the-
lot longer than that. So.
The tires will come off before the battery
Oh,
goes
yeah.
out. Yeah. And what's your experience so far as working with them and moving them around? Like, how many do you have on site? Is it easy to just jump in and move them around? And
Yeah,
Oh,
it's we had 500 originally,
Yep.
and we're down
Yes.
to 200 and some now. And there is you know how you got engine lag when you punch the gas? There is no lag. I mean, it's just
instant.
it's instant. Phew, you're
how
gone.
many motors do these things have on them?
I think these got the 2 on them.
These
don't
have 2.
Just two.
motors.
Yeah, the
Is
two
it
rear
front wheel-
tires,
Rear
two-
rear wheel drive then?
Rear, yeah.
Okay. And what's that feel like? Do they have any that are front wheel drive? Do they have front wheel motors at all?
No,
or-
not yet.
And how does that work? They're just fixed motors on each wheel, or is
Yep.
it one motor
Yes.
that distributes to both wheels
No, there's one on each.
with like a differential and all that? So just
Yeah, that's how everybody's doing it.
so it's direct drive.
Yep.
Wow,
Yes.
that's pretty impressive. It's
Yes,
pretty
sir.
good. Well, what do you find when you're talking to fleet and talking to these big people that are buying multiples? What are some of their other reasons that they're buying them? Is it really just a cost factor? Is it the environment? What else is there that they're saying, hey, we want these because of? What's your top 3 reasons they want them?
Well,
They-
we've got FedEx contractors that just want to go green,
Yeah.
especially in the Washington D.C., Fredericksburg area. We've got 3 contractors locked up for our next big adventure is the Blue Arc, which is a Class 4, Class 5 I mean, it looks like a
Box
bread
truck.
truck going down the road.
Wow. And what are the class? How does that work for classes? Class 1, 2. Is it just by weight? Is it by
Yeah.
how much they can
Weight.
carry? Is it size, shape? What are the classes mean?
Class 1 is basically below 10,000. Class 3 is up to 10, like a 9,900 pound GVW. Class 4 is going to be in the 12.4 GVW and down. Class 5 is above 12.5, 13 grand.
Wow. So you're going to be all the way up to class 4.
Class 5 and
Oh,
6.
Class 5 and 6 now. Wow.
Yep.
Well, you guys are really stepping it up. What is the most popular right now? Just the class 1 starting in, or is
That's
it?
all we
Yes.
got. The
all
Blue
you
Arc
got.
will not be to market until probably August is when it'll
okay.
be to market.
Okay, but you're already getting a demand for the
yeah.
electric, huh? And what other things are you finding then that the reason? It's the environment, some cost in there. What else?
I think they're using it as an advertising deal to let the other people know they're going green to try to help the environment, even if it's half their fleet. I mean, you can't go all combustion if you're running a business and driving 150, 200 miles a day, but
Yeah.
you can go half.
Oh yeah, huh?
There's a lot of people that don't do but 20 miles a day.
Wow, I never thought about that. You guys see all angles from this thing, don't you?
Yeah.
And well, what else are you finding when it comes to the transition? What are some of the hookups or the reasons people slow down and not go to the electric? Is it just distance? Is it
You got your
this
traditionalist. "Oh, I don't
The
need no electric. I don't need no electric stuff. I got gas. I'm good.
traditionalist? Huh?
Yeah, there are a lot of people just. I'm not an electric fan,
Yeah, but it's really just the how
but they've
far
never
it
driven
goes.
nothing like it either. Though
Yeah.
so they've never tested it, so you can't really.
Can I go down and take a test drive? You guys allowing people to take test drives? of these
Absolutely.
things?
Come on down.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll come down. We'll shoot some video with you guys and come down. and
That'll
take
work.
a
Be
tour.
perfect.
Can we set up like an obstacle course and race them?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
We could start the Randy Marion all electric race,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
vehicle
the
race,
EV rodeo.
the Charlotte EV Grand Prix.
That's
Now
right.
we're talking. There we go.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. Well, Brad, you've been around. What'd you say? 29 years. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What was the vehicle that when you started 29 years ago? What was the vehicle of choice back then?
For the fleets, it was the Chevy cargo van and the Chevy side.
Oh, okay. And then what transpired since then? You've seen them all, haven't you? Just
Well, this
shape,
went from
sizes.
we've went to medium duty box trucks to medium duty flatbeds to
Well, it's,
everything. I mean, every facet of the workforce.
How has been the adoption of the guys? I call them the two guys in a truck that do a yard service and stuff like that. Are you seeing some demand from people like that too?
oh, yeah, always.
Yeah.
Because they seem to use a lot of these vehicles for pulling trailers, and a lot of those out there might be a good place to start on some environmental stuff.
Yep.
And then Rob, how about you? When you got started in the business, what was the vehicle of choice? Have you always been on the truck side? Have you always been?
Yeah, I've always been on the truck side, sold mainly vans.
Oh, vans.
Thousands
It's
of
always
cargo
been vans.
It's
It's always been vans. We can't
Is
get any
it?
right now.
No, really. What's the holdup? What's the bigger picture? If you go outside of just the locale of where you are, the realm you're in, what's the holdup?
It's a nationwide thing.
Is
It's
it?
not here.
Is there still a chip shortage? Is there still a part short? What's going on with
I don't know
that?
about the
We
chips.
don't know what the shortage is.
Oh, okay.
We don't.
You just don't have them, right?
No.
But if you had them, could you sell them?
I was on a call in February, and I told the head guy with General Motors I would do a purchase order of 25,000 Chevy cargo vans a day, and they laughed.
Wow, there's that much demand out there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Easy.
that's like unfathomable. Like I'm having struggling doing the math.
Oh yeah.
Where are you putting all these cars?
We could get rid of them.
We probably
Wow.
won't see them.
Yeah, a lot of them we wouldn't even
We'd
see.
sell them before they got there and just drop them to the customer.
Drop ship them off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how have you all been able to do that? I guess just longevity of being here, but do you just have like a whole group of salespeople just calling on everybody, or is it just over the years you become a destination, or?
Well, some of them are salesmen are vocational friendly. Like they got them that'll work home delivery. Some guys might work yard work. They'll go to the shows where they're looking at new weed eaters or lawnmowers, and we'll have a booth. It's vocational, and some of it work it just by, they're selling to this guy, and this guy gives them somebody else's number, and next thing you know, they're selling so many they can't do anything
lot
else.
of
They're
word of
they're
mouth.
tapped out.
Wow, that's incredible. Just incredible.
And
Well-
it's customer service. I mean, our big clients, one of them's Ryder, AutoZone. Occasionally, Randy will even go with us to see the customer, Randy himself.
Oh wow.
And customers really like that.
What is the service aspect? So if you buy a vehicle, I've heard some of your commercials where we service after the sale, or I forget exactly how y'all put it, but but that's kind of part of the package, isn't it? When you're buying a vehicle, or if you're buying several vehicles, that what are you providing? Once I buy them, what else are you providing to customers that is part of? Hey, that's just what you get. If you buy from us, you're getting. What is all of this? That
Well,
you're
a
getting?
lot of people work during the day, so we have brought in night service.
Oh,
So every night except Saturday night and Sunday night, we've got people that work in the shop at night. And if we know what the people come, we schedule it, know what's going to need. We have the parts there for them, and they drop it off at night and pick it up in the morning. They haven't missed a day of work, and that's
great.
something that works really good for the home,
So
for
I
the
get-
business
I
owners.
Just
get
making
done
it
working.
convenient for the customer, and people love it. So
because
they
I
can
need
keep
the
coming
I
back.
need the truck the next morning, so I drop it off at night. You guys fix
Yep.
whatever, take care of
Yeah.
it overnight, service it. That's great.
It's
Wow.
convenience.
And when you're on the service side, is there any service that comes with it, like the unlimited powertrain, 200,000 mile, we fix anything, warranty, bumper to bumper? What kind of
Well, the
things come with
manufacturers
it?
reach out to the larger fleets, or even a fleet. If you own a fleet of vehicles, you automatically get a 5-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty at no charge.
Wow. And does that hold for the electric vehicles too, or just depends on the manufacturer?
It's just primarily battery. That's the only thing. I mean,
Right.
door handles, stuff like that's the only thing that could break on the electric vehicles.
Wow, they're that simple.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check into this. Go down there, maybe pick up the WSIC electric
There you go.
electric vehicle, man. Will you guys help me build a studio in it overnight, and we can
Sure.
go in?
Oh,
and
yeah.
start-
We'll do a mobile unit
yeah.
for
We
you.
could do the mobile unit,
Yeah.
put some
Yeah.
antennas on it. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
cool. wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
WSIC on the fly.
Yeah. What other questions do y'all get about electric? Like, you're in the business so much. I just can't imagine all the things that you see for the volume that you do. But what are some other questions that people bring up when it comes to electric vehicles?
The biggest issue if you're dealing with a major fleet, and I'm just going to use a hometown guy. Let's talk rental uniforms. Everybody knows rental uniforms. Let's say rental decided they wanted to go electric. We'd have to set up the infrastructure like we're doing with FedEx in Fredericksburg. And what we did up there is we dealt with the local power company, and they put their own meter for those guys because they're independently operated by FedEx. So they put their own meter at each parking spot, and the driver is responsible for that bill on that truck.
Oh, okay.
So they've got their charging stations ready when the trucks are built, and that's what we'd have to do if anybody wants to set it up. We just have to get with the local people, our local installers, and have them install some Class 2 or Stage 2
So
charging
you
systems.
have the ability to go and install the charging for them. So that's part of your reason to work with you guys.
It's
is
part
you
of that
get-
service.
Yeah.
Wow. So so I have let's say I have a fleet of 25. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to say, hey, I'm thinking about going electric, and then you guys come in and you do an evaluation on us. Where do we want to charge them? Where do we go? Like it's the whole.
We don't do it. We're not that smart. We got people that do that.
You have the people. Okay.
Yeah.
You know who does that, right?
That's right.
So, and then what other things like that are there that somebody would have to consider if they're thinking about going electric? You got the charging. What else is there?
It's really nothing but like on the FedEx side in Raleigh at the hub, we've got tire guys that's there every day. So when these guys come back off the route, there's always a tire down. So they'll install tires, wheels, bent wheels.
Did you say
whatever.
Raleigh? You service stuff in Raleigh too?
We have people that
What?
do. Hmm.
Wow. So you got a whole network set up.
Hmm.
What is the reach of Randy Marion then across the country?
Usually by the last day of February every year, we've reset and sold to the lower 48 again.
Wow. Wow. Where's my bell?
It
Wow.
don't take long.
That's like a big deal. What about Alaska and Hawaii? Anything going there yet?
Well,
Occasionally.
we usually don't do much, but
I've done some in
Have
Alaska
you?
and Hawaii.
Okay.
I deal with Acme Auto Leasing,
Uh-huh.
who does mainly the federal government.
Oh, wow.
So we've done some vans and stuff in Alaska for Denali National Park.
Oh,
he did
cool.
3 Equinox all-wheel drives
Yeah.
this morning to Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
Hawaii we've done stuff. And
Do you need us to go with you on the site visit? Because we wanted to do some reporting from Hawaii with
Yeah.
you.
Make a delivery
on Randy
for us.
Marion going
Yes.
to Hawaii.
yes,
That's pretty big. Oh my goodness. So when you're doing something for the national park, I would think that that's an area that they're thinking environmental. Are they thinking, hey, we're switching to electric? Because I think now you can there's charging stations at a lot of national
Yeah.
parks and things like that. And
that I haven't researched as much, but yeah, I'm sure they're looking at it.
We know the schools are, the state schools. So if the schools are going to do it, probably everybody's going to do it.
yeah. Now, will you all keep expanding then as you see, like California, they came out, some judge said that they can, I think it was California, that they can ban diesel trucks by in the next like 2025 or something like that. Like, Are you all staying up with all that? Or you have plans to keep building dealerships or following the EV trade?
I don't think our footprint will ever be that big.
Oh, okay.
But we'll sell to there, but we're just not going to have any brick and mortar.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like there's a lot of legislation coming out now that they're moving more governmental agencies. The Biden administration has said that they want to really keep pushing on the EV side. What else is there when it comes to electric vehicles that you want to share today that maybe I haven't asked a question and you were thinking, hey, I'd like to share this today? Anything particular you guys got?
I don't think I
You
have.
covered it pretty
It's
good.
really
It's
simple.
Yeah, there's not
It's
much to it.
not much to it.
And
We
what's
just need to
the
get down and drive one.
and what's the
People need
phone
to-
number? That's the real simple part. We just call you. What's the number to call?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's all we need is to know is what number to call. Huh?
Yeah, you really need to drive one to actually even get your own opinion on it too.
Yeah.
Well, our website's being worked on as we speak. We had to wait. We was going to wait 30 days till we thought the Class 1 road ready would be done.
Yeah.
So I would say by next Monday or Tuesday, we'll have our website up and running.
Wow.
And it'll be on the Randy Marion website /Mullins.
Okay.
And you'll get to see inside pictures, outside pictures, actual
cool.
videos.
Yeah, we had watched some videos of some of your drivers kind of showing how these smaller vehicles for the, the non-road side worked and how they drove them all around and stuff. It's kind of interesting to see how fast they go and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Well, what else is there then when it comes to the future when you're doing trucks and stuff? What's the future for the car side? Or are you not able to talk on the car side because you're so entrenched in the fleet side? But is there a
we don't
market
really know
for
too
the?
much about us don't know too much. I know they're doing cars. Mullins is.
I can tell you on the car /truck side that they have a plan, and this is all the manufacturers do. I would say right now the market share is hardly anything on electric. But I would say by probably 2027, you're going to see an uptick of 12 to 15%. And then by 32, 33, you're probably going to get in that 25% range.
And that's for cars.
Trucks and cars.
Trucks and cars both, okay.
And then I could foresee by 2040 it being a 50-50 split. I really don't think combustion is going to totally go away. There's just too many uses to it. There's so many heavy-duty applications for the diesel engines.
Mm-hmm.
It can't really go away because people still going to want to tote their their RVs or fifth wheels to Gatlinburg, and that's not going to happen with electric vehicle at this stage.
Not right
Not right now.
Not yet. Huh? What about that big Tesla truck? Could you pull some stuff like if I bought one of those?
Have you seen one yet?
No.
We hadn't either.
There you have it.
And it's pretty good. Point well taken. That's good stuff. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming up. Very, very intriguing and just fun to watch. These great local companies that we have around here growing, and so thanks for coming up. Appreciate it. Anything else you guys wanted to add, or anything else you want to share today?
No, sir. Thank you for the invite.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks for having
You
us
bet.
down here.
All right, folks. Thanks again for being with us. Mark Sanger along with you here on WSIC. Appreciate it. Got Brad Sigmon, 29 years. Rob Pixley, 19, and Tony
10.
Nardelli,
10 years.
10 years. And we joked before we went on the air, we've got Brad as he's the brains and you guys are the muscles.
Yes.
Well, he's the muscle. I'm the looks, I think.
All right. Well, thank you, folks, for being with us today. And you can visit our website, WSICnews.com, and stay up to date. Appreciate y'all being with us.